Hey, what's up guys, patch 1.37 for No Man's Sky dropped yesterday and it brought some significant changes that a lot of people, including myself, have been advocating for, as well as a number of very important bug fixes that I'm sure would make a lot of you extremely happy, especially those who have been stuck on the Atlas Rises storyline for some time. So starting off with the biggest of them all, Hello Games has now given us the option to choose between two ship control schemes. It's no secret that in the previous few weeks the developers have been messing around with the ship flight control, and that got a lot of people mad. A few actually praised it, but the vast majority felt like it was a little bit too clunky. So Hello Games took the best approach and simply gave us the option to choose whatever control scheme we want. So going into the menu under the general options, you'll now see that you have the choice between picking either the new tethered ship control or go with the normal locked one. Personally, I have tested both of them, and in my humble opinion, the locked one is a little bit better, as it gives you better maneuverability over your ship and snappier flight controls. With the tethered ship control, it just felt too unresponsive, at least for my taste, and I just couldn't bear to play with it for more than a couple of minutes. You can see the difference between these two in the side-by-side comparison that I'm making, but you really ought to test it in-game for yourself and make an informed decision based off that, because the video here just doesn't make it justice and it's too subtle to make an informed decision. Moving over, we have some other big changes and improvements. I'm just going to skim over the more important ones since we don't really have that much time for today, and there are a lot of other insignificant changes with this patch as well. So one of the bigger ones is the fact that you can now use the economy scanner, of course, if you installed it on your ship, to scan for outposts. This is especially useful if you want to make some money off of trading and if you want to ask for directions without the need of going back and forth to the space station. It's also good since the ships that land on outposts typically have better loot on board, so you can now buy that sweet Thamium 9 in bulk without searching for freighters or farming it like a peasant. You might argue that this wasn't really needed because we already had other means of finding outposts and finding ships and whatnot, but honestly this is a quality of life improvement that we really needed, and I'm glad that Hello Games put it in the game. We have also gotten improved trade outpost offers for trade goods, which basically means that you'll generally find items at a bigger discount price and now you can sell them for much higher, making intergalactic trading that much more viable as an income source. This pretty much comes hand in hand with the new added economy information in the galactic map that basically lets you see what types of discounts each solar system practices. So I believe that this is one of the better changes in this patch, since trading is something that a lot of people wanted to do more often. Even though farming is still more lucrative, in the downtime of it you could possibly do some trading on the side, make much more money, since obviously you're gonna need it for that overpriced freighter or spaceship that you're hunting. And speaking of freighters, it seems that saving a freighter in the newest patch does not reduce its price anymore, which is a bummer. I'm not sure if it's a bug or intended, but not only do these pesky geeks sell their galactic battle cruisers at exorbitant prices, now they also have the audacity to not even offer you discounts over saving their pathetic simulated existence from pirates. Another cool feature that we have gotten is the update all discoveries button. No longer will you need to manually upload all your data. You can now do it with a simple long press of a button, so this is a very welcomed improvement. We're also getting improved fog and weather effects in low flight mode and improved storms on lush planets. At this point, I think the storms on lush planets are severely bugged, since you can genuinely have extreme toxic storms on lush planets, and I'm not kidding. You can go ahead and check it on Reddit. There's tons of people complaining about this, so I hope that Hello Games fixes this soon, because currently my beautiful lush paradise is slowly being eaten by the most severe toxic storm that you can possibly think of. Moving over to the bug fixes section, and I bet a lot of you guys will be happy to hear about this, but after weeks of complaints from the player base, Hello Games has finally given us the option to reset missions. So if at any point you got stuck on the Artemis questline because of some minor mistake that pretty much led you on the other side of the galaxy, you can now simply reset it, and you can do so from the quest log and no longer will you be stuck on it. I myself had this problem, especially with the Mind Arc mission, but by the time Hello Games even thought of fixing it, I was already on my third playthrough, so thank you Hello Games. But for those impatient like me, this is a bit too late. Still welcomed, but a little bit too late. Another huge bug fix is the one regarding portal glyphs. Before patch 1.37, which is the current patch, there was a huge chance for you not to be able to get the second glyph of the 16 portal glyphs you can find in No Man's Sky, and that got you permanently stuck on that because you just couldn't find it anymore. So as of now, the bug is pretty much squashed and you can resume finding the last glyph, which is arguably one of the biggest reasons why people were looking forward to this patch. There have been other big quality of life improvements and numerous bug fixes, but I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box and you can go ahead and check out all the changes and all the bug fixes that came up with update 1.37. But in the meantime, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. If you didn't, you're free to dislike and do whatever you want, and I will see you guys next time.